Okay, let's get it. Yes.
Oh, it's sick.
Okay, so we were talking about fuck, what was it? Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot. My brain.
Proof of stake and proof of work.
Proof of stake and proof of work throughout human history. Like this is like history before human history, down to pack wolves, you said, eh?
Yeah, I'm still grasping this concept. I was listening to a podcast today, and I'll send you the link for that. But was what the speaker was describing was in nature, everything was backed by proof of power, which we now, in a way, in Bitcoin terminology, call proof of work, right? Because it's a more common term. But proof of power. Say you got a pack of wolves, the alpha that gets to control the pack and reproduce the most is the one that has the biggest proof of power, the one that can back its claim to authority with physical might. Humans in early times lived that in that sort of structure. We had the same thing. There would be the alpha of the tribe would be the one most capable of inflicting harm, or with the most men around him that are capable of inflicting harm. That was the highest authority. As we entered agricultural revolution, we started having societal development. Um, there was this new emerging unnatural systemic structure, and that is um, basically abstract authority or proof of stake. And the issue with that is that proof of stake authority or abstract authority, not based in reality, has potentially limitless power over people. Because so long as the people have the faith that that authority is all powerful and owns everything, then that authority, be it, a wannabe god king, a cardinal or a priest or a pope, or like some Aztec,
Emperor or the government.
the government, governmente, Latin for mind control or control mind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's all abstract structures, and we're seeing as say Ethereum moves into proof of stake, they're moving into an abstract authority structure where a small hand could control everything with no actual physical power to maintain that authority. They just own it because they own it. And
Mm,
that introduces major security issues, major faith issues. It's issues we've seen in our society. The fact that we just have faith that the money that we use day to day is actually valuable, but in reality, it's only backed by our faith that we put in it.
yeah,
And the people that
it's not like
control
you
it,
can, it's not like you can use the money as like a sword to behead your enemies, or it's not like you can eat the money. It's not like you can actually like do anything. I get that. It's like before there was like proof of power, pretty I didn't mean to cut you off, Rain, but I really like
no
that. I
problem.
just want to flesh it out. Like proof of power, it's just like it's so blatant, it's so obvious. Whoever has the most weapons, accumulated the most gunpowder, the most this, that, whatever, like proof of power, pretty blatant. But then, like you were saying, somewhere along the agricultural revolution, like there's a new type of power, like almost who can who has the most like reach or the most like it's like a faith. It's like who it's like a how many people can you get to believe in this thing and how many people become your followers. So it's not necessarily like a might, it's more of like a an abstracted mental thing, and that is being slightly overvalued potentially, while say Bitcoin would be like the proof of power. Like Bitcoin, it's pretty base. It's you see it, it is what it is. It's pretty grounded. It's power. It's proof of power. However much, yeah.
It's literally energy stored in the form of an expression of what we connect with as money. But it's literally a tangible thing that took real life resources to create. So
Mm-hmm.
exactly, you're so right that it is proofed by power.
Yeah, literally. It is.
Anyway.
Yeah, the energy you put into it is its proof. But I don't know much about this Ethereum thing that you're talking about, but I guess what I'm thinking here is that Ethereum is like kind of disconnecting from that. Maybe before it was there, and now it's like disconnecting from
Mhm.
that, and it's taking this like theological, faith-backed stance, which is pretty much fiat if you think of it. Like fiat is just faith backed, so it's pretty much becoming like a crypto. Fiat is what I'm guessing here.
I think in a way, I think what we're seeing with Ethereum 2.0 as it is moving away from proof of stake. I mean, Ethereum had its issues, and I'm not an Ethereum expert, but I was aware of issues, which is why I never got bullish on it on a philosophical, moral point of view. The UTXO set, which is basically the ledger of Ethereum, is so inefficient compared to Bitcoin that it takes specialist centers to run a full UTXO node. So,
Mm,
like, in order for a computer to verify that all the transactions are legitimate, you literally need a whole data center because the code is inefficient and it's exponentially going up compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a very efficient way to store the UTXO set so that everybody can run a node or, be a part of the node network, to be a part of the public consensus. With Ethereum, you didn't have that accessibility. That was my problem back when it was proof of stake. Now it's back when it was proof of work. Now it's moving into proof of stake.
which is even more
And
iffy.
and it's like shareholder capitalism at that point, because say you control 60% of the stake, which isn't unrealistic thing when you consider BlackRock and Vanguard, these holding companies. Basically, they work with the Fed so that the Feds print infinite money and then give it to BlackRock and Vanguard at near zero interest rates, and then these companies buy up assets in the real world with their pretentious fiat scam, and then they're easily able to pay back the banks because they're not living with the interest crap that we have to live with when we borrow from the banks,
Mm.
right? So this infinite magic money machine can of course buy up all of Ethereum if they wanted to, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And the
yeah.
thing is with this proof of stake system, when they can control a majority of the proof of stake, they can then decide single-handedly as basically God King over this particular digital realm who is allowed to be a verifier of transactions, because that's how Ethereum works. You can lock out as the group of proof of stake dictators. If you gang up with enough of a majority vote, you can block someone out of being a part of that blockchain technology.
Mm.
So they can completely cut out people that they disagree with and censor financially people they disagree with. It's essentially turning into a CBDC.
Yeah, that reminds me a lot of like just government. Like they're trying to be like a government and a bank in like one, which is pretty much kind of what already is happening. But like they're just like cutting the crap and are being like, "Yep, we are banking your money, and we get to decide um who are the holders, who are the bankers." So it's kind of iffy. Might I add, this may become an Ethereum hate video, but may I add, um, a reason that I personally have a distaste for Ethereum. One is because I had tried to buy it at $80, and I couldn't because my card got declined or something. So I just have a yucky taste with that because it went up, and of course, money's nice to see go up. But the thing that I was really getting at is I believe Ethereum, there was like some donation bin or something, okay? Like a bunch of Ethereum was put into this escrow or whatever in this bin and was supposed to go to an address to fund something in the Ethereum community. A lot of money went into this thing. But lo and behold, some hacker switched the addresses on the website so that it wasn't going to that address, it was going to his. So a boatload of Ethereum went to this hacker's address. And, you know, if this were Bitcoin, well, shit, like that fucking sucks. But with Ethereum, what they did is they split. They split Ethereum. So there's an Ethereum Classic, which is the Ethereum chain that continued with that hacker, like that hacker that took all that Ethereum. There's Ethereum Classic, which is the original Ethereum chain, unedited. But then there's Ethereum that we know, which actually reverse that. So the Ethereum that we know is actually like kind of corrupt. Like they pooled together and reversed the transaction. So if you look at Ethereum Classic, like that's the true Ethereum, and it isn't worth shit because, you know, people forgot about it. But like the Ethereum that we know is actually kind of like a false, like a farce, if you will. Interesting little story.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's gotta remove so much faith in it. I mean, for a thing that is now being backed by faith in this abstract realm of ones and zeros, to have a history like that,
Yeah.
it's so foolish to move away from proof of work because of course it's gonna tank. Because with stories like that, like I just heard about that and I'm like, whoa, on top of my concerns, I would never trust Ethereum for that reason alone.